squad is full of rockers and they roll with heavy metal. I just shed a tear and hit the diamond on my bezel. The ones that share blood with me, the fakest people ever. I'm just trying to make it and they wishing I was settled. You get a little money, think you're worshiping the devil.
Yo guys, what's going on? It's your boy Zoom. Today I'm bringing you guys a brand new video. Today I'm going to be giving you guys some tips on how I got my personally favorite job that I've ever had. So if you guys do not know, obviously I work at Footaction. You know, and I want to do this video just because the sole purpose, the sole purpose, because a lot of people have asked me, you know, especially in the sneaker world, Footaction is a job that most people kind of want. And there's not a lot of job openings just because not a lot of people leave that job because it's so fun. You know, I've worked at a few different places. I've worked at a car dealership. I've worked at Zaxby's, Hardee's, you know, for just fast food. I even worked at an arts and crafts store. And so, you know, I kind of was going from job to job to job. And I just always, like, I kept having to switch jobs because I started hating it so much that I honestly hated going. And so it was around back to school season, so I knew any type of retail job was going to be hiring just because it's seasonal. You know, it's back to school, people are going to be buying their kids things, you know, whenever they start back in August or September, whenever school starts back up. So they were going to be buying their kids stuff, and so I had never worked retail before, and I had been into shoes for like 2 or 3 years now. Like, you know, just buying Jordans, Nikes, really just, and some casual stuff here and there. And so where I live in my city, we actually don't have any shoe stores. We don't have like Footaction, Footlocker, anything like that. We have one shoe store, and it's Hibbett's, and there hasn't been a pair of retros to walk through that store in, I would say, like 4 or 5 years. It's that dead. The whole entire mall that it's actually in is pretty dead. It died out a few years ago because individual stores started coming in my city, and so the mall itself is just kind of gone. But so I knew if I wanted a good job, especially dealing with shoes, that I was going to have to go look out of my city. And so that's exactly what I did in the mall that I currently work in. It's about a 25-minute drive to work, just because it's in a different city, but it's not too far. It's not too bad of a drive either. There's Footlocker, Kids Footlocker, FINISHLINE, City Gear, and Footaction. And so this was about in July. And this is probably one of the best tips that I can give you to get hired. 100% get hired. It's easily your best bet. So what you want to do is you definitely want to apply during seasonal times. Either, I would say there's only two good seasonal, especially for shoe stores. And it can also go hand to hand with just working retail in general at a retail store. But I mean, if you're watching this video, you're obviously wanting to deal with shoes. You're probably a sneakerhead or whatever. So back to school and right before Black Friday, because Black Friday kind of ties hand to hand with Christmas. So they're gonna want you, you know, before Black Friday, and then Christmas. Anyone that's already working retail knows that Black Friday is the biggest day of the year for us, like retail associates. And so that's what I did. I applied around back to school season. I believe it was like mid-July, and I wanted to apply at all the shoe stores just in case, you know, something didn't work out. Because going into it, I'd already applied like a year before, or like a year prior to that, and I got nothing back, just nothing. And so I wanted to apply to all of them just to see what would happen, right? And so I applied to all the shoe stores that I listed, And, you know, I gave them all a call back and everything. Most of the time the hiring manager isn't in, just because they have kind of a weird schedule, at least the mall that I called at. They had weird schedules and stuff, and they were just never in that first day. But I ended up getting a call back from every single store. And it was very interesting because, you know, now I felt like a NBA lottery draft pick. You know, I had all these options, and I had to make a decision which one I wanted to work for. And so, the only one I actually didn't get, like, the interview for, I got a call back, but I hadn't gone to the interview yet, like, and I didn't even have it set up, was Footaction. And Footaction was, like, my number one go-to, just because they don't have a dress code, and in my mall, in malls it's also different. And also, a store that I forgot to mention was Champs. I got hired at Champs too. But in my mall, Footaction, we get the most limited releases out of any other store in the mall. We get all Yeezy V2 colorways, all Yeezy V1 colorways. Like, we got the Turtle Doves, both of the Pirate Blacks, and we got the Oxford Tans, but not the Moon Rocks. It was very interesting, but yeah, we get a lot of releases. So, you know, I had a decision to make. I went through the interview, and I'd gotten hired at every single one of these places. Even with Footlocker, I was so close to, you know, starting my first day, that the same day I got hired at Footaction, I was actually chilling in the back where, like, all the shoes are kept at Footlocker. I was chilling in the back, you know, he was talking to the manager, James, and we were just cutting it up, and I was gonna start work at Footlocker the next day. And so, you know, I got done talking to him, and then I went downstairs into Footaction, and I was talking to my homie that I knew in there, that worked there. He was actually the hiring manager, and I was like, yo, can you, like, you know, set up an interview with me or whatever? Because he already knew that I had submitted my application, and everything was good. So we did the interview, and I was like, the interview was over, and he was like, you got any questions for me? And, you know, so I was like, I'm gonna be honest with you. I was like, I've got a day until I start my first day at Footlocker. I was like, is there any possible way you can let me know by like 3 p.m. today if I got the job or not? And Footaction in my area is very sought after. It's a very sought after job. It's a very prestigious job just inside the mall, because Footaction makes the most money in the entire mall. But I was like, yeah, man, can you just let me know? Is there any way? He was like, dude, I'll try and do my best. So he went back into the store, talked to the manager and everything, and I just walked around the mall. And I got a call back, and he was like, yo, man, you got the job, you're good. So it was very awkward having to go through all the other stores. Like, I had to go to FINISHLINE, Champs, and Footlocker. I didn't want the job at Kids Footlocker because I didn't really feel like dealing with kids all day long. So I just kind of brushed that one off. But I went to all the other stores, and I was like, yo, I just got hired at Footaction. I'm not going to be able to work here. But yeah, I mean, that's how I got hired at Footaction. If you guys, you know, if you guys like this video, definitely expect more. So yeah, that's how I got hired at Footaction. It's pretty cool, you know, just because this is the only dress code that we have, is that you have to, you know, write your name, obviously, and then it says Footaction. That's all you have to do right there. And then our dress code, we also can't wear basketball shorts, and that's it. So our dress code is pretty much, you know, us being us, and we get to wear what we want. That's what mainly determined the reason why I chose Footaction over the other stores, and also their customer service that I, you know, had been used to, because that's the mall that I used to buy all my shoes from. And now with me working there, I just buy all my shoes from work. So I currently still do work at Footaction, if any of you are wondering. It's a great job. Any shoe store would be really fun to work at, you know. I mean, you have the benefit of a discount on shoes, and you get to, like, the way I look at it is I get paid to talk to people about shoes. And if you're a sneakerhead, you know, you do that anyway, so why not get paid for it? It's really fun. The money can, it can fluctuate. It depends on how much you sell, just because it's based off commission. So it's not based on salary. So you get paid for how many shoes you sell. And so it can definitely go up and down. I mean, if your store is, you know, if it's like 11 a.m., obviously there's not going to be a lot of traffic in your store, which means there's not going to be a lot of sales. Like 11 a.m. on Tuesday, man, that's like a dead time, and you just gotta suck it up, and you gotta make back that money and that time later on in the day, or maybe on a Saturday. Jordan release days are really big. You sell a lot, especially on foam posits too. Foam posit releases are really big just because you sell so many, and the retail price is already so high that you're getting a lot for each sell and each transaction. But yeah, guys, that's going to wrap up today's video. If you guys do want to, you know, see more of these type of videos or tell you more about my job as a Footaction associate, I'd be more happy to do that. I've got a pretty good collection that I'm building up. If you guys would like to see a collection video or any type of more just shoe videos in general, I've thought about doing like a Jason Mark cleaner test. If you guys don't know what Jason Mark is, it's a cleaner, and you can just clean shoes with it. I've got a lot of ideas as far as shoes, but I just want to make sure my audience actually would care to see that. But if you guys don't mind, if you guys aren't subscribed, hit that subscribe button, hit the thumbs up button if you enjoyed today's video. As always, guys, it's just been your boy Zoom. I'm out. Peace.